apologize for nothing.
That's okay.
It's the secret to all of my success.
All right. You fall into a dark slumber. In your dreams, you fall into a deep slumber. The four of you open your eyes in a misty, vacuous plain. The grass around you is still, and no wind stirs. You look around yourselves to find yourselves not as grown-ass peoples, but as little knee-high shitlet peeps, otherwise known as children. Nice job. You look around yourself, but see nothing but mist, grass, each other, and the stillness of
You're a shitlet.
this dreamlike void.
What about our trusty Notorious B.I.G. fucking over here? What about this little shitlet?
Notorious B.I.G.?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about the fucking orcs and them bitches?
You don't see them.
What, do they get to escape being a fucking child? Do they get
Maybe.
to escape being a piece of shit?
Maybe.
I'm a giant child, by the way, in comparison.
They get to escape being a piece of shit? A pain in my ass? Oh, so you spelled Tupac wrong.
No, I intentionally spelled it two-pack.
Well, you're trash.
Okay.
Again. It's like I didn't spell Tupac wrong. I spelled two-pack right.
The stillness deadens as your childlike forms argue over how to spell the names of deceased rappers.
My phone fucking... What the fuck phone? Why are you... Dude, that's fucking stupid. Shit.
For a moment, a breeze stirs,
Okay,
and
Google.
a wet, mossy scent floats past your noses, and then everything is still again.
Okay.
Moss!
Can I go ahead and say the ball's in your guys' court?
I mean, I'm gonna look around. What is there?
You see nothing around you, but as you move to investigate, you see a dark shadow somewhere in the distance.
How do you see a dark shadow?
It's either a building or like a mountain or something.
Okay.
It's very vague. You're surrounded by a thick, misty mist. The fog that dreams are made of.
Aren't we inside a building?
You ask the question, and the sound echoes through the air of the vacuous space, like you are in an echo chamber.
Son of a bitch, we're in a magic room, aren't we?
Maybe.
All right.
All still in your court. I'll give you a hint. Nothing's gonna change until you change it.
Yeah. I lay on the ground and try to recoup from almost being killed by a bird.
The sky is empty. From somewhere in the distance, a faint pink light is shining.
Coolio. You go check it out.
Who's Coolio?
He was going to be one of the orcs, but they aren't here, so.
Okay.
As you think thoughts of the orcs, from somewhere in the distance, you hear the sound of muttering orcish, but it fades as quickly as you heard it into the mist of the vacant plain around you.
Sean, are you going to add anything?
No.
Good. We're in a creepy
You sit-
room.
You sit in still silence in the vacant mist. From the distance, you hear the sound.
Magically turned into children.
You hear the sound of church bells or bells that you've heard before. Maybe it's like the town bell, or it's just a familiar bell
bells.
sound. You know,
Bells. They're bells. They don't have to have a sound to them.
I
They're
can
just
cast
bells.
dancing lights to illuminate our path.
cast dancing lights. And as soon as the lights form, they seem to dance away towards the faint object, mysteriously dancing
Get away,
towards it.
fucking shitlet. No, I don't want you to fall off. Well, I guess we follow the lights.
Just as your lights fade into the mist, you hear the sound of a great crash. Something fell from a great height.
That would probably be Fox.
Maybe. As
Or
you
it's the
continue to loiter, you hear the sound of
orc boys.
distant footsteps approaching. Great, impactful footsteps. Unimaginably large, the stuff of a child's nightmares.
Oh no, it's mommy.
Drawing closer and closer. The air hangs with a sinister intent.
Alright, run for the dancing lights.
You make a run in the direction of the dancing lights. Does anybody go with Dad Frank?
I guess.
As you run towards him, you must travel less than 12 feet before you find yourself at the base and a gate of a tremendous castle. The object that was once light years away, or not light years, but miles away, is now directly in front of you. In fact, Dad Frank, you literally stumble through the doorway and tumble into this castle. Instead of an organized set of rooms, you see before you a long stretching hallway with a narrow one with paths stretching behind you. The footsteps are growing closer and closer.
I keep moving.
Your group
Let's
rushes
roll,
into the
bitches.
hallway. Through the doorway behind you, you see an undefinable black shape emerge. When it catches sight of you, a sense of familiar terror falls over you. At least it falls over Sean and Illyria, and it rushes
I am Illyria,
down.
bitch.
It rushes with intense speed down the hallway.
Fee fi fo fum, keep on them toes.
Running straight down the hallway would be a futile effort, as it will gain on you literally in seconds.
Is there anything
Is it the
rooms
big
to
giant
the
fucking bird?
left or right?
Bird.
What?
I said, is there anything to the left or right of the hallway, like
Okay,
rooms
it
that I
is
can
lined
go
with
in?
countless hallways of a similar nature, seeming to go on infinitely and also being filled with turnoffs.
Well, that doesn't help me at all.
Do I have any weapons on me?
You have no weapons on you.
Are there
we
any
have no
sharp
weapons.
rocks nearby?
The only rocks
Or-
nearby are the mossy cobbled stones built into the walls.
Are any of them loose? Obviously loose.
As you think of how nice it would be to have a loose rock, one falls from the ceiling in front of you, tripping you to the floor.
I start thinking of how nice it would be to have a sword, preferably made of steel. After a
As
moment,
you dream of a sword,
Hello?
you hear the sounds of a marching army down an adjacent hallway, an immediately adjacent hallway.
Go towards the marching army.
I guess. I pick up the stone.
It's either that or
And-
the giant black thing.
I want to kill
Rush
this
down
stupid
the
giant
hallway.
black thing because it pisses me off.
We don't
Following
have
the
any
sound,
I
food,
agree.
and we're children.
Aravel follows the sound of marching that neither of you can hear, but she can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go ahead and take your comment as a point of order, Dad Frank.
Okay,
I'll,
fine.
Every
I'll start
turn,
wanting.
every turn, the creature is immediately behind you, about to catch you.
I need an adult.
I'll start
when
wishing for how
sudden-
much this stupid fucking bird was dead.
It's
Stupid
not the
fucking
bird.
giant. It's the.
It's
It's
just
whatever big giant fucking black thing.
yeah. It's just something that's terrifying to you
Okay.
two. Something that I'm like, oh,
No, it's
Fluffy can
terrifying
do
to you
flips.
and Illyria, Val. Aravo,
no.
terrifying to everybody, but okay. You round a corner and find yourself in front of a huge door. Depicted on the door is a heroic figure, suffering in some indiscernible, miserable pain. It's emblazoned upon the door. Door is closed.
Well, let's start trying to push through the fucking door.
Aravel, the sound of soldiery to you comes from immediately behind the door.
Let's try and get through the door. Since I don't know that I can hear it, hopefully we can just shut the big thing out with a door.
Illyria, as you push on the door, you find it incredibly heavy. The three of you together have to work with your childlike strengths to open the door. In fact, you probably wouldn't be able to do it if your dragonkin wasn't a bit of a bodybuilder. You push open the door and slip inside just as the terrible presence passes behind you. In front of you is a pleasant room, filled
Two
with sort of
flips,
pleasant
Fluffy.
candle lights and lined with bookshelves. At a table sits a figure wreathed in crow's feathers. As the figure turns to look at you, you awaken in a room lit through a moonlit crack in the door. Surrounding you, outside of the fringes of the moonlight, is sort of an unnatural, evil-feeling darkness. To one side, Val, as you look to one side, you see sort of a crude stone altar with some candles by it, and a couple of manacles on one side or the other. At the foot of the stone altar is a dude who has some form of lamp and a little block of incense in his hand. Other than that, he's just a dude in regular Hume clothes. He's been there for a while. He's mostly decomposed into dried bones, and there are probably some bits of flesh in there, but it's been many moons. Immediately behind the altar and on the wall, and Val Kilmer can only see part of this. There is a huge what's it called? Damn it! When you put like stuff in a wall and it makes a decoration, stone on a wall and makes a decoration. Like the things you have in the Hagia Sophia. Why am I not remembering the word?
I don't know what you're talking about or what you're referencing.
A little like decorative nook.
It's not little, but it's decorative. It's when you put stones into a shape. A mosaic. Oh, I am sorry. I don't know why it took me so fucking long. Also, you guys are like full-size
Okay,
awake adults
I get
now.
you.
We're actually fucking adults
Yes,
now.
you're no
Cool.
longer in the dream world. You wake up, and in front of you is this, and Val Kilmer can only see the feet. There's a robed woman with pale skin holding marionette type of things. On one side is a bunch of people. Like people, some of them are heroic soldier-looking types, knights. You see a diplomat, a priest, a thief-looking dude, a minstrel. You know,
Bitch.
the whole cast. You know. And on the other side is a twisted, writhing, octopus-like creature with a great black eye.
Little. Get a beholder out if you're talking about freaking tentacle beast with an eye.
Why?
So we have proper fucking.
Yeah, for the art that's on the wall.
Oh, okay.
You're surrounded by darkness that bears an evil presence. In the rubble behind you, and around, or rather, you're sort of lying in. Your bird is sort of like half recovered, sort of standing up. He seems rather shaken, but other than that, relatively uninjured. He is a big old bird.
Bird is not a cyclops.
The orcs, however, were kind of on the bottom of all this, so they're pretty beat.
Are they dead?
About 3 of them are incapacitated to some serious breakages, and the alchemist seems to have concussed himself.
Please tell me he's dead.
And one of the orcs is giving him treatment. Tim, I believe was his name, is giving him treatment. Though I forget the names because you guys decided to name them after rappers instead. But the nice one who interacts with you is giving him treatment.
Can't orcs be named after rappers? Isn't that?
I mean, they weren't
Isn't that a thing
originally,
they
but you
can
guys
do?
can refer to them as their rap names if you wish.
It's probably
Yo.
the Notorious B.I.G. He's the good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, they're in the room.
Yeah, stop, leave it. Stop touching it. All I hear is clink, clink, clink.
I know, it's agitating. Imagine how our viewers feel. Okay, you're in a room surrounded by darkness. Okay, as you sort of get your bearings, shake your heads clear, it becomes clear to you that you've been asleep for a while. In fact, perhaps even long enough to recover your spell points and your ability usage.
And health points.
That was the worst long rest I've ever taken.
It was. Your back is sore. In fact, Dad Frank, you sense that the long rest has not even helped you with your issue of having a lot of lost blood. You sense it in your very spirit.
I sense that I haven't recovered health.
No, you've recovered your health, just not your constitution effect from the blood.
My blood. Well, yeah, that takes more than a few hours.
But you slept long enough that you're healed. You don't know how long you've been asleep. I'm gonna go ahead and say any effect that would have healed your constitution effect was negated by sleeping between a couple of fallen boulder-sized rocks. Anyway, you guys are up. The orcs are sort of in the process of getting up. The alchemist is being carried around, unable to use his magic at this very second, or not able to use much of it. You hear the sound of something moving, shifting and moving from within the darkness around you. It's something
Can I
soft and subtle.
tell what the shifting, moving thing is?
You can't see anything, but you can hear exactly where it is. It seems like it's nothing but yeah, it's nothing. It seems to you odd. Maybe it's just the dust settling.
Dust doesn't make noise. How far away from me is it?
Invisible vampires.
You
I'm
can't
calling it right now.
can't see anything in the dark, but the sifting dust.
But you can set it. You said I can hear where it is.
You heard movement from somewhere in the kicked up dust.
I start kind of not getting out of range of my companions. I start kind of patrolling the area around them, trying to get everything within my dark vision range.
As you move, you sort of hear movement beside you as the dust kicks and swirls. It's at this point that it's occurred to you that you've been asleep for a long time, and it's exceptionally odd that the dust is still kicked up from, what's the word? Oh yeah, the crash.
Our crash.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I had picked up on that, yeah. Can I see, are there any, like...
As you
look
move,
at the dust.
you
I examine... hold on. I wasn't done. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I examine the dust. I'm looking for if there's any empty spaces in it, as in where something invisible might be moving.
You see nothing, but what I was going to point out is it's kicking up almost immediately adjacent to you within the shadows while you are moving. So basically that's where something is.
I'm gonna check out the decomposing guy.
Actually, Illyria.
Yeah.
Can you cast a fairy fire over here around me? I think there's something invisible.
You want fairy fire or dancing lights? Don't they do pretty much the same fucking thing?
Fairy fire cancels invisibility.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
Just
cast
cast it
Fairy
censored.
Fire over.
Cast it
and-
censored on me. I think whatever this is close enough to me.
Yeah, I'll cast it over there. Where's Grandma?
I fail the save intentionally. Are there any other effects?
Wait, so did he cast? Did he just cast? What did he just cast? Larry, did you
Fairy
cast something
Fire.
just now? Fairy Fire. Okay. I'm sorry. I missed that he cast it, so I was a little confused as to why we were moving on. Okay. He cast his spell. A figure in the darkness sort of assumes the light. It is a swirling, spirit-like, spritey thing. Hold on, let me quickly make sure I get the correct. It is a figure
I timed out as well.
made manifest in the dust. He sort of forms himself into a solid, wispy type of thing,
I'm a solid
and
dick.
sort of floats into sight, laughing whimsically, laughing amusedly as he does so. He moves within about a foot. He moves within about a foot of Aravel, and laughs a little bit more. He laughs and is very amused. When he finally seems to have calmed down, sort of puts his hands where his dusty knees would be, and looks at you and eyes you guys up. I'm not going to lie, he says. I've been hearing you guys move around downstairs for weeks and weeks now. I wasn't expecting anybody to fall through the roof. He has another laughing fit at this, sort of spraying some dust around as he does so, and turning away from Aravel and sort of pacing the circle at the fringe of the light, but he sort of has the fairy fire thing on him, so pull it up.
Weeks.
Huh.
We've been here for weeks.
Apparently.
He laughs.
Or
He
he's
says,
crazy.
"No, not you specifically. You guys have only been laying around for about a day or two."
Oh, okay. So wait, what's making noise downstairs for weeks?
And who are you?
He said, I don't know. I was hoping you would tell me."
We came from the sky. We don't know what's downstairs. Or wait, did you mean the other question?
Okay, wait. Whose question am I answering here? Val's or Mike's?
I didn't ask
I
a
don't know.
question.
Which question are you answering? I'm not you.
I'm
This
lost.
man is very confused. Can you turn uninvisible?
He's not really uninvisible. He's made of dust.
Ah,
One of those.
what are those?
He turns to Val. To answer your question first, they call me they call me Terabek the Exile. I'm not from around these parts, but ever since I
Well-
showed up, I've been intermed as the keeper of this temple and the guardian of this sanctuary.
Obviously,
you have
that's
so
what an exile
graciously
is.
that you have so graciously deemed to visit.
Okay. Where are we exactly?
Why? You're in the temple. You're in the temple of Our Lady, of course.
Our Lady of who?
If you don't know, then I'm not gonna tell you. Says.
Is it
He says that, and he makes a point at
Our-
the tapestry behind you.
It's
Dan
Our
Frank,
Lady.
to you, the tapestry is just like robed feet and like dudes. The two
Okay.
elves can see that it's a pale lady manipulating people, but you can just see feet and people.
is it Ilona? Is it one of the nice ladies? They're nice ladies. I hope it's one of them. Lady gods, I should say.
I was gonna say, is it the Lady of the Sun the witch's coven was from?
He laughs at these suggestions.
It's not Ilona. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, he laughed when you said that. Nothing so nice as that. Last time my lady was in these parts, she swirls, turning into dust, and then sort of coming up right by the dude who's dead in front of the altar. This And then he sort of swirls back to the fringe, out of the moonlight.
If we guess who it is, will you tell us? You said if you don't know, you won't tell us. But if we say who it is, will you tell us that it's correct? I start naming female deities from every pantheon I know of.
He smirks. This is annoying. I'll tell you guys what. I'll tell you guys
so
what.
are you.
I've been waiting a long time for some of you miserable humans to make your way up here so I could fuck with you
No
guys
one
again.
here is human.
I was about to say, like, nobody's.
He shrugs. A mortal's a mortal. I'll tell you what. I'll give you until the moon sets far enough that it's no longer filling the middle part of that room with light, keeping you safe from me, to amuse me in some significant way. And if you fail, well, I guess this guy, he says, pointing toward the dude, gets some company. The dead dude, you know.
I'm still naming deities, goddesses, demigoddesses, major heroes.
Wait, so what happens
I'm
when
gonna keep at this for a while. There's a lot of them.
the time limit gets up? Are you going to turn into a monster, or are you just going to lose your ability to talk with us?
He's gonna kill us, dum-dum.
He says, "Well,
Well, he said
when
keep
that,
us safe from him.
I've
That
been
implies
sitting
that
here. I've been sitting here for a while, eyeing you guys up as you slept, considering ways that I could slowly torture and kill you to death.
That's incredibly
and while
rude,
it would
sir.
take a significant, but he says it would take well over the full amount of time for the moon to set far enough to drown you in shadow, to explain even one of the potential plans I have for even one of you."
Aw, thank you.
"You're welcome. I'll be sure to save you for last."
You know, you put that much thought into it.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but then I forgot what it was.
Again,
damage.
me complimenting our potential murderer.
I trail off listing every demigoddess and goddess and hero that I can think of and go over to examine is there an entrance to the room?
There is a door, yes.
I go over to examine it. Is it openable? Is it sketchy?
It is
Isn't it the one
a
we-
stone door. When
Isn't it
you
the one
rap
we
on
came
it
through?
with your when you rap on it lightly with your knuckle, you hear a sort of an echo on the other side.
Can I open it?
Nope, doesn't move when you push it.
Hey, what was with the giant black thing following us while we were kids for some reason? Did you have to do with any of that?
He chuckles, and he says, "He's been wandering this forest for a long time. Longer than I've been here. And why's he gotta be black?" he says.
Because he was in the shadows and I can't see color at night? Racist?
He raises an eyebrow. "Fair enough," he says. "I suppose you could call me a racist against your kind. Though you'll be
You're
getting
made of dust.
Though he says
What
you'll
you
be
have
getting
to say.
though he says you'll be getting used to that sort of thing soon enough." He says, sort of leaning in and dusting you with a dusty elbow, Val, as
What?
his
Being the
elbow
victim of
sort of dusts.
racism? You'll get used to being the victim of racism? That's an incredibly strange thing to say to a person. How long have you been here alone?
Alone? He sort of does a count on his fingers. Didn't keep track, he says after a moment. The moon has now sort of moved down enough that more of the lady is like exposed, like up to about her ankle, but now there's shadow over more of the room.
Illyria, can you open this door? Are there any... Can you rogue it?
You mean pick the lock?
Yeah, that. I would ask Val to smash it, but last time we did that, it didn't go well, so...
Walters, is that a possibility? Is there like a lock on the thing?
There's no visible lock on this side of the door. No lock,
Can I
no
go
handle.
over and inspect it and see if there is a reachable lock?
As you inspect it, it becomes apparent to you that the lock is on the other side of the door.
Am I able to like reach through? Like reach my hands around to the lock?
No, you're not able to reach your hands around. But it's possible you could slip a long wire through. If you had such a thing.
I feel like something like that would come in a fucking thieves' tool.
Perhaps. Does it?
I don't know.
Alright, go ahead. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do for this. Roll a d20, and we'll see how prepared you came for such an obscure and strange challenge.
I fucking hate my life.
What'd you roll?
Can you use your luck reroll on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a
luck
reroll.
roll.
I'm gonna use a. Yeah.
I didn't see what was it.
It was a 1. It was
Yeah,
another
okay.
1. I got a fucking 19 plus 4, 23. You piece of shit.
You get your wire through
Luck
and
of the drow.
manage to disengage the lock on the heavy door. The dust creature smirks. Now, what is it you think you're doing? He says, moving on into the next room, that nice dark chamber on the other side. He says he comes up behind Illyria and he puts a solid hand on her shoulder.
Yes, I'm getting away from you, you creepy fucking dust creature.
He laughs and sort of twists you and pushes you against the door. And Lynn continues laughing. It's you creeps who are creepy. Weird.
You're made of
Really?
dust and you're just floating around. Get your freaking weird dust bullshit off me.
It's you oddballs who wander around this miserable plane, crawling like ants before the sun and the moon, and the dragons, and all the big evil gods and creatures. You're nothing but insects.
Excuse you, cuckoo head Val,
Creepy
you killed a
crawlies.
god, you piece of
Creepy
garbage.
Are you drunk?
Creepy crawlies for me to fuck with.
Yeah,
Are
I mean,
you drunk?
I did kill one of your
Val
gods.
over here, Mr. Crazy Pants, killed a fucking god, so...
Yeah.
Guys,
He
just
laughs.
ignore the drunk man. Ignore the drunk man. Let's keep trying to figure out how to get out of here.
Well, the door's fucking open.
Oh, it's
Get the
unlocked.
fuck off me, and I can do something.
It is unlocked.
I'm currently
Is the guy's
pinned
hand still
against
solid?
the wall to the fucking dust creature.
Well, he was solid when he touched Illyria, and he's right by her. Still.
How
Is
am I pinned? Am I pinned like accessible?
You're not pinned. He didn't pin you. He just twisted and pushed you away from himself against the door.
Oh, okay. So I'm able to like attack him if I wish to.
You
Yeah,
attack his
you
hand.
can give him a stabby.
I don't think it's worth attacking him.
Yeah.
He's made of dust. It'll just go through.
Again,
I just brush off where he touched me and turn back to the door that I've unlocked.
I want to check out the dead guy first before we do anything else.
Quit perving on corpses, you overgrown lizard. Let's go.
Well, he had something in his hand. What was in his hand?
The light of the moon has now come up to the belt of the person. You see the dusty boy sort of leans back. It looks like he's sort of sitting back leaning on something, but he's just sort of floating in the dust.
I mean, he is.
I'm still waiting to be amused, he says, tapping
You'll
his
be
wrist.
waiting for a while. Anyway, Val, what's in his hand?
I don't know. What I check.
He
I
holds,
check it what's in his
he
hand.
holds a solid block of incense and a lamp in his hands.
All right.
Can't
Is
we
it-
make use of this lamp?
Through the back of his worn clothes is a solid hole. Through it, you see a shattered spine, the
Ah,
dusty remains of organs.
that doesn't look good.
Okay, so he just kind of ripped his spine to shreds. Okay, that's fun to know how he died.
Well, I didn't rip his spine to shreds. Nice guy like me would never do anything so simple as that.
Props.
At least you have creativity in your murder.
Us roaming bands of murder hobos got to keep it up somehow.
Or hobo my ass. Murder is an art for me, you piece of garbage, frickin'.
He laughs. What did you just call yourselves?
Murder hobos, obviously.
He laughs even more. Such a fitting term for what you miserable adventurers really are. Insects
Excuse me, I
wandering.
have a home, and I rarely murder anyone who doesn't deserve it.
He laughs
I just
again.
haven't been there in a few years.
He laughs again. You're a fool, he says. You're nothing
You're a
but
fool.
insects. You're not insects. Wandering alone and destitute in a world of insects. If you
No,
had a
two of
We're the
two
home,
of
ones
us
that
are
are
mammals.
alone.
if you had a home,
You're the one
you
sitting
would
here in a
be
dusty
there.
cave with nothing other than a dead body to keep you company.
Two of us are mammals, and one of us is a lizard. No one here is an insect.
I eat
He's
insects.
still laughing from the shit that Sean just said.
Why do you eat insects?
I have
The
he
protein.
he points, sort of like
But
a bunch of
this-
arms form out of his
What?
chest.
But no.
I have you to keep me company for a while, at least, he says.
Now
It
you're
looks
being a
like the
perv.
fun. It looks like the fun's about to begin, he says.
Dude,
the-
dial down the creepy just a little bit,
The
maybe.
mosaic
Like
is
you're a
lit.
7,
Now,
and you
you
want to
weird
be a
dust
4.
creature.
the mosaic is lit to the point where you could see the hands of the lady holding
Are we able to light the incense and the lantern?
You could if you have something to spark and light up the
Firebolt.
or you could
Firebolt. I heard my firebolt was called for.
Can you aim it enough to light that on fire without just torching it all at once?
I mean, either that or I can just, snap my fingers and press digitation. It's on fire.
Oh yeah,
That
I forgot
that
about that.
snap.
That's
Which do
probably
you
less
do?
insane, isn't it?
I know it's not exactly what I would do, but I've been
Can
through
you
a
press
lot.
the digitation like something to functionally light things over and over with?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
dude. Yeah, press the digitation that so we have like multiple uses.
Yeah, I mean, I snap my fingers on, it turns on. Snap my fingers off, it turns off.
Okay, you light up that lamp, and it burns unstably and strangely at first. Then it sort of falls back into a steady light as it sits there in the dead dude's hand.
Val, pick it up.
The
Cool.
guy look
Carefully.
Karabek raises an eyebrow. I hate to point this out, guys, but the only light that affects me in any negative way is moonlight. So your lamp isn't gonna keep you safe.
Ah,
Moonlight affects
That's
you
why I also
negatively?
said light the fucking incense to see if the incense affects him.
Do you do that, Sean Boy?
Well, it's Val that's lighting shit for us.
I mean, yeah, I can turn the incense on.
All right.
Play some Barry White.
You light up the incense. Oh, come on, man! Don't mess around with that stuff. That stuff stinks, he says. Though there's a hint of nervous. There's a nervous hint in his voice.
Stinks like a fox.
I wave the
What?
incense over in his direction.
Why do you like this, Val?
It doesn't
Years
affect
of being
him.
alone in the woods.
It doesn't seem to affect him. Though he sort of waves his hands. Get that shit away from me.
Okay, Val, let's bring the lantern and the incense with us and go fucking explore out this door.
Let's hit the door also, just in
Yeah,
case.
let's lock this little
as
fish
we
wad.
leave.
Okay.
He frowns. The orcs file behind you. You push open the heavy door and get a little bit of a flashback for that dream.
One of the orcs
The
is
dusty
carrying our
boy,
boss, right?
the dusty boy says, "Your time is running out, man. You got so close with that hobo comment. You sure you
One
don't
of the
want to
orcs
try?"
is one of the orcs carrying the alchemist?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to.
Maybe tomorrow.
Can I try blowing the fairy whistle again?
You could.
I'm gonna try blowing the fairy whistle again as we leave.
As you emerge
right
into
before
the
we leave
next
door.
room, before you decide to blow your fairy whistle right away, as you leave, behind you, the light of the moon is getting up to the neck of what's her name, and most of the ground behind is in shadow. You enter the room, and on one side of you, there's a dark archway to your right. But between you and that are a few rows of clay humanoid figures, statues, still and motionless. To your left is a stone statue, carved of stone, of a lady in robes. The face corroded to not be really able to be recognized. It's sort of in
I
a
was gonna say,
Y
do we?
pose, sort of in a Y sort of pose. In one hand is a golden orb,
MC,
and the other one is with runes on it, and the other hand is a golden harp, without any strings remaining, because they rotted the fuck away. Across from you in the room, there is a steel set of bars and a chamber with a lever on the wall, and a dead dude clutching some sort of rectangular box. He appears to have been a dwarf, and his corpse is significantly fresher than the one downstairs, showing signs of being dead for weeks.
Before we
instead
do
of
anything
years.
else, who has the incense?
I think I do.
Yeah, Val.
Could you smear some of the incense around the cracks of the door? He didn't seem to like it, and I'm worried about him
Following us as a dusty guy.
pulling off some sort of vampire nonsense and sneaking underneath it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it actually stopped him, but I figure it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, I was gonna say, should I cast mending on the painting so we can actually see whoever bitch this is?
You mean on the statue?
I was gonna say the picture, the one that you said eroded away
mosaic,
her face.
the mosaic isn't eroded, but it
Ah.
doesn't exactly give you a clear picture of what the face would look like if it wasn't two-dimensional.
Okay.
The statue
Look at
has
our
a corroded
carpet.
face. If you wanted to mend it, you could.
Joker themed.
Lol.
All right. I mean, I'll cast mending on it just to see if it does anything, just to see if we can recognize her.
Yeah, you cast Nelson Mandela on it, and
What?
What?
Mending is now Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, it's a draconic name to spell. Didn't you know that, Mike Rob?
All right, Nelson Mandela.
Or
Nelson
Val.
Mandela.
I'm okay
the
with
face
this.
forms into a recognizable and cohesive face. Not one that you've ever seen before, mind you.
It's not.
But it's a face.
Oh man, it's
No.
not.
Gaunt,
It's not Selena.
thin, and fair. You'd hit that if you weren't more interested in toads and lizards than in human ladies. But hey,
I gotta be a half, dragon somehow. Again,
Generations ago.
if it was good enough for Grandpappy.
Okay. Come on, guys. I don't want to go through that smelly stuff.
Wait, you're still. Go away. No one likes you.
You should go away, but you can't.
We're trying to.
because you're stuck here with me.
Yeah, I
Shut
mean,
up.
we could not be, and then we could leave you alone.
You couldn't leave me alone if you tried, he says.
That's true.
Shut up, you piece of fucking shit.
All right, so we just dipping. Anything left of sea?
Okay, in the room you're
So-
in, to your right is a dark, vacuous archway. You can't see what's through it, probably through magical means. And then immediately in front of you is a barred door, meant to be slid to the side. There's a lever on the wall through the door, and a corpse sitting next to the lever, holding a box, an ornate box.
Mm.
To your left is a statue with its palms in sort of a Y shape. In one hand, it has a golden sun with runes on it. In the other hand, it has a harp made of gold, also with runes on it, but no strings.
Do I recognize any of the runes?
You roll an intelligence check.
Nope. Nope. There we go. 16 plus 2, so 18.
Roll an 18. Yes, you do. The harp appears to be a magical implement for charming animals, and the sun appears to be a magical implement for. Hold on a second.
That song transitioned
appears-
sharply.
It appears to be what reads on it are instructions for using the orb to control an elemental.
Ah, that
I
sounds
definitely
cool.
think that bitch is an elemental.
Yeah, he definitely sounds like a dust elemental.
Oh yeah, all it says you need is the name of the creature and the person who brought it into this plane.
Fuck.
Or rather
Aw,
bound
we
it.
only have one of
I'm
those.
sorry, or rather bound it to this plane.
Ugh. Ah, well, if we ever figured out who she is, then yeah, we would have an idea, but we don't. Again, is there no way to figure out this bitch's name? Nobody recognizes her. She doesn't.
I
She isn't
named
somebody we met.
every goddess I could think
Well-
of and didn't come up with
Well,
any.
if
So.
I had to say anything, Dad Frank, I'd say this terrible dusty boy has an affinity for you.
Oh. Why?
Well, first off, you nearly passed his challenge until other people pissed him off.
That's true.
By being insolent in his presence.
I mean, it was a dumb challenge.
Again, make him laugh. I'm good at that.
Oh yeah, he enjoyed your murder hobo comment.
Here, you can go play with the Dusty Boy if you fucking feel like it.
I'm not. Just don't unlock the door. So the lever is on the other side of the next door, correct?
Yes.
Can I open that door?
When you attempt to open the door, it is stuck fast. As you sort of rattle the door and it's not moving, from the other side of the stone door, you're running out of time. Better hurry if you're gonna run away from me. I can move pretty fast if you hadn't noticed. Dad Frank, as you're investigating the orb and the harp, you notice that the palm that's holding the icon of the sun has a groove that runs down the arm. It's a subtle groove, and into sort of a dark hole that goes into the shoulder of the statue.
Okay. I follow it with my hand to see if there's anything I can find.
Well,
Stuff
it
your hand in
appears
the
to be
hole,
a
bitch.
groove with a hole into an empty space somewhere within the statue.
All right. Do I feel anything in this empty hole?
You can't really get your hand down in there. The hole is like the size of a penny. I should have made
Oh.
that clear.
Oh, okay. Fine. Thief, get over here.
With your
My
tiny
hand
hands.
is still not the size of a penny.
No, but you have the string, the metal string.
My metal wire?
Yeah.
My lockpicking wire?
Yeah.
You want
See if
to
you can
poke
feel-
around and see if you find anything?
I'm sure.
All right. Meanwhile, he's doing that. I'm just gonna rattle off names of girls and hope that one of them is the mistress that brought him into this world.
Okay.
So
Sean,
Sarah,
Sean,
Sarah, Becky, Amber,
You don't
Tiffany.
actually. Do I have to make a roll?
Yeah, roll an intelligence check.
Why is it all the shit that I don't fucking have?
Because it's
This
funnier that way.
puzzle cannot be solved by mere
Oh
sleight of
wait,
hand by
actually, I
you.
rolled a 13. I do have intelligence. I rolled a 13.
What's your bonus on that?
3, so 13. I rolled a 10.
Okay. There's a mechanism within the statue, but you can't figure out how it works.
I don't know what to do from here.
I don't know either. Is there like a nameplate on this painting or mosaic or anything like that?
Nope. The room is also lined with sort of terracotta soldier-looking things. Only they lack detail.
That leaves me, with nothing really.
Can one of you come and open this door? I think
Isn't it
the
open
lever on
already?
the other side might. No, I can't open it.
No. All right.
I mean, I could try, but rattle, rattle, shake, shake.
Yeah. All right, fine. I'll flip the lever.
You can't flip the lever.
We have to
but-
hit the door before we can hit the lever.
Oh, we do? All right, fine. Rip it off its hinges. We doing this again?
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Alright.
roll a d20.
That would be a nat 1.
Wow. You break a nail or something, I bet.
You pull a muscle in your back, incapacitating
back.
you from running strength tests until your next what's the word? Long rest.
Does he laugh at this?
The creature on the other side does appear to be laughing at your pain. You're out of time, he says. Any last words, maggots? He says. He hasn't come through the door yet.
I'm gonna pull 2 torches out of my explorer's pack and light both of them.
Okay.
What help is that going to do?
I assume he's immune to weapons because he's made of dust, but not much is immune to fire. Would you like one?
Uh,
I was gonna say, can I?
You can fend him off if you wish. I'll try and figure out what the fuck this thing is.
I'm gonna scrape some of the incest out, mold it into a ball, and then throw it at him. How about that?
He's not
He's
in
on the
here
other
yet.
side of a door.
Well, when he gets here.
Oh, okay. I'm going to move closer to the door with one of my torches and ready in action to attack anything that tries to come through it.
Okay.
Can I keep fondling around trying to figure out this stupid mechanism?
Alright, I will give you one more intelligence check if that's what you would like to do.
Haha! I got
Yes.
22 total.
The mechanism appears to be weight activated. Something within the statue needs to be filled. Something kind of cup or pot shaped. And likely, you presume, it will open the steel door behind you. Though the only thing that can fit through the tiny hole would be fluid. The statue is also mostly hollow on the inside.
Is there anything that's liquid in the room?
I was gonna say I can piss in it.
The only liquid things in the room are the things inside of bodies.
Blood?
Hint, hint.
We don't have any.
Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my mouth agape over the hole and just start like drool into it.
Oh my god, you're an animal. Don't we have any water bottles or anything like that we could use?
Take the body. Wait. What about the stuff that's in the Terracotta Warriors?
No, smash
Is
one.
there possibly stuff in it? I go and try to break one of the terracotta fishes. Not like the entirety of him, just like at his head.
Okay.
See if there's any liquid inside of it.
Roll a
escape this
d20.
challenge.
Roll a d20 and a damage roll for whatever you're swinging with.
It's terracotta. It's not rock. It's basically
Bitch.
one above plaster of Paris.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking weak.
Hold on a second.
I rolled a total of fucking like 19 or 20 or something.
You rolled a 19. What did you roll for damage?
Let me fucking 1d8. 8.
All right. The undead person inside, freaks and flails as you sever a part of his brain. He's not able to move because you went for the head, but his head is flailing around enough.
Cool.
It's growling and screeching and making unpleasant noises. For a second there, Aravel, you were seeing dust come underneath the door, but then it sort of recedes. What's going on in there? Are you guys having an orgy?
Yes.
That's-
Yes.
Okay, so let's not break open the terracotta
Oh, you
dishes.
didn't invite me.
Of course
You don't-
not. You're a creep.
You don't
Wait,
have.
why didn't I
You don't have
had
a dick.
why didn't I
Don't
have had a
tell
sneak
him
attack?
that. He's going to show it to us now.
He laughs.
Well,
He laughs.
I'd be interested to see it.
Don't freak
Well,
out
No,
on me
I had a
just
sneak
don't
yet.
attack, so I
fit.
would have had more damage.
Don't freak out on me just yet, lizard boy. But you just told me exactly how I'm gonna do you in.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Fresh blood oozes from the brain wound that you inflicted into the zombie.
All right,
it
scoop
flips
out
into-
his brains, shove it down the hole.
Yeah, is there like something like a bowl or something, literally anything I can start just taking stuff and pouring in blood into the little hole?
One of the orcs.
Literally anything, even my fucking hands. If the orcs have
Prestidigitation
a
to make a
bowl,
small
I'll take a
bottle.
bowl.
I was gonna
Or a
say maybe the terracotta head part of the statue.
Prestidigitation.
Oh yeah, cool. There's a bowl.
You can make
siphon.
you can make a non-magical trinket that lasts for 6 seconds.
For 6 seconds? That's
All right.
not enough time.
But you
Poof,
can keep making
there's
it.
a bowl. Poof, there's another bowl. Keep filling
Go
them.
fast.
There's a bowl.
I just keep fucking pouring blood into the hole, I guess.
What's that smell in there? Is that?
Orgy. We
is
told
that
you
dead
already.
guy? Did
No,
you guys
ew,
pack
God,
A,
how
No.
did you guys pack a
that's
dead guy
incredibly
with you?
rude. How dare you, sir?
Do you
That's
guys
undead
pack a
guy.
dead guy with you? Maybe you're more fun than I thought. Or maybe... Are you messing with the dead dudes we left in there? Come
No,
on,
we're having
man.
an orgy.
No
Interrupting
respect.
us.
You have no respect for Our Lady's sacrifices.
No, we
Let
told you
me
we're
in
murder
there.
hobos.
He starts seeping through, pushing
Now
aside
go smear more
the seal
incense,
made
damn
of
it.
incense. Ugh, this stuff is gross, he says as he seeps through.
I
Slowly
throw-
and gradually.
I throw a ball of it at the door.
What is that? He says. You just throw a whole chunk of that flaming shit at me.
No, that's next.
I smack him with the
Don't go
torch.
full monkey on me, lizard guy. You are my favorite.
You were mine.
Aw,
He says with a tear in his eye.
Yeah.
All right, so Sean, you've gathered a significant sloop of this gloop from this zombie. It's still flailing, so it's still pumping lots of sloop and gloop.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pouring more and more blood into the statue.
Okay, so you
Oh,
take
there's a
you
bowl.
take a
Does
bowl
no
of
one
the
here have a
sloop
water
and gloop,
bottle?
and the door behind you opens. The
Bitch.
Dusty Boy is getting through. Don't go down that elevator. You'll make me go all that way.
I hit him with my torch.
Are you hitting him with it or are you punching him with it?
All right, roll an
I am
attack.
hitting him with my torch.
Roll an attack and a deeps roll. I'm not sure what deep you roll for a torch off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I should have learned before I threw the dust monster at you.
All right. As soon as he hits him with the torch, I'm gonna say something.
Okay, so do you want me to look up improvised weapons, or do we want to just kind of finagle it?
I'd finagle it. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I rolled a 10.
Okay.
With an actual weapon, my attack bonus is +7, but improvised weapons might have a penalty. I'm looking that up now, but I'm not sure exactly where it is.
I thought torches had an actual weapon damage, though. I say that because I could have sworn I saw it on the weapon.
They resemble clubs, and improvised weapons that resemble other weapons act as those weapons in certain ways, but I'm looking up the rules now.
Okay, worth doing. All right, well, you
Again-
hit him in the face. He has a lot of hit points, so it's not going to kill him. What
Again,
do you
I
say, Dad
swung a
Frank?
guy who had two broads or two broad axes and did the same amount of damage. I
Dad
assume.
Frank, what do you say?
All right. I say get to the elevator, and then I turn back at the dusty guy and go, "Smell you later."
Oh, that one hurts. You know you guys just covered me in disgusting, burning incense.
Yeah,
It smells really bad, too.
burning.
Not to mention this fairy fire. That shit's not gonna stop, leaving its mark for. Oh well, actually, that goes away relatively fast. He
Alright.
continues to.
It lasts a minute.
I'm
he
gonna
continues to squeeze through.
I'm gonna do a thing here, and hopefully it works. I'm going to light the incense that's on his dust on fire with prestidigitation.
I have a
Okay.
torch.
Yeah, I mean that's getting whatever little dust, but I want to light all of his dust.
All right.
Can't
Can
wait.
prestidigitation
Wait.
do that?
Wait.
I
Can
don't
we
think
take a
so.
second, guys? Prestidigitation. Can't it just create some fucking moonlight?
I mean, it can create instantaneous light or snuff out a candle or torch or small campfire.
Yeah, light.
Create
We
harmless
can say
sensory
moonlight.
effects such as
It can be moonlight.
sparks, puff of wind.
Well, you smoke up some more incense for him, Dad Frank, but it doesn't really hurt him.
All right, fine.
Couldn't we create more moonlight with it?
I could create minor illusion, but it doesn't create light, which is the dumbest thing.
The alchemist and the orcs have funneled into the elevator and have sort of started
But
continuing.
you dumbasses, come just get in the fucking elevator.
And
Yes,
an orc is
I-
messing with the lever and seems to not be able to figure it out.
I dropped the torch on the dust and run back to the elevator.
Do you find out what damage you did to the dusty boy?
Yeah, just a moment. So the torch acts as a club. Oh,
Figured.
sorry, rephrase that. Does the torch act as a club? It's
Yes,
DM
it
option.
does. Yes, it does.
Okay. Then that is 11 damage, and I'm not sure if it does any fire damage.
Okay, 11 damage works for me. He really doesn't even barely feel that anyway. You hit him.
Now you two
He
get in the
looks-
fucking
He
elevator.
looks at you disappointedly and continues through. You fall back for the elevator and load into it. Dad Frank,
Should we
did
call
you,
this elevator
Dad Frank,
seeing
on
it
your way
once we all
out,
get
on
the
your way
elevator?
out, Dad Frank, on
Yeah.
your way out, do you grab the implements that are in the stone statue's hands?
Sure.
Yeah, the one that can. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you did that. I thought you had technically done that before, when you were investigating them, but you did not say it. So.
Yeah. I grab the thing in the hands.
Oh man, don't take those. Those are relics, he says. You insects have no respect for your betters, he says. You pull.
No one here is an insect. Why do you keep saying that?
Illyria, you realize that the elevator has sort of a stick shift thing going on, where you have to pull it to the side and down, to the side and down. And the orc was just trying to yank it down like a dumbass. You figure it out, and the elevator starts
to
moving
automatic.
down. So you're moving down. You're crowded into the space of the orcs and a dead body that smells very much like dead body. It is in this dead body's. This dead body is wearing clothes that must have once been expensive, and it's holding a ornate box in a style familiar to you. It's similar ornamentation to the box you found in the old mill, and that Dad Frank is still carrying.
I'll scoop up the box.
Only it's a little bit
And-
bigger.
I'll scoop up the box, I guess. Do we want to call this elevator scene like it? Like for the week? We have been going for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah, it's fine.
You guys good?
Yeah.
You're done, then I'm okay to be done here.
Yeah, I just like it. Just seems like the best stopping point.
Yeah,
we
it
have
probably
right now.
is.
Yeah, it's good. Alright. Like if you liked, everybody. Subscribe for the vibe. Comment if Mike Rob's image is a little slime. And
Like Rob's,
Oh, yeah.
Silky
It's a slime
smooth.
rancher. I'm the cutest.
silky smooth.
yeah.
I wanted to be a kitty cat slime, but it wasn't as good, so I wasn't.
Are you talking
Okay.
about kitty cat slime?
Slime rancher.
We'll
It's
catch
the
y'all.
Where
game.
do you see Slime Rancher? Where?
It's my
Okay, we can
in
debate.
the upper right of the thing. It's my icon.
Okay, let me
You're still a wallaby for me.
Let me deliver an outro.
Or a koala. You're still a koala.
Let
for
me
me.
deliver an
Really?
outro.
Huh.
Okay, like if
No,
you like,
no
subscribe for the
outro for you.
vibe, and goodbye everybody.
Bye bye.
Love us forever.
Smell you later.
Yeah, we will
Look at
smell you
Scarpet.
later. Hopefully this will become a weekly thing if I can ever start getting time.
It's clicked.